Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Joyner Lucas. Now, Joyner Lucas has been on a tear lately. He's been going at people in the industry he feels that are out here doing wrong, man. Now, I ain't saying that they doing wrong. I'm saying that's what Joyner Lucas is putting out there, right? Now, Joyner Lucas recently went on a tear on social media about Karen Civil. He took it to several different platforms and talked about her allegedly getting him for like $60K on his way up, not realizing that he was going to be a star one day. And he basically confirmed that old narrative of the music industry taking advantage of those who want to get in and using those people on their way into the game. You know what I mean? And a lot of people have been talking about this since yesterday, man. It went viral yesterday and everybody has been on that topic. Karen Civil has showed up in a lot of the clubhouse rooms. People have been talking about it a lot, right? Because there's other people who have come out and said some things as well. Now, Joyner Lucas ain't trying to stop there, man. It looks like he's got his sights set on bigger fish. And, you know, even using his own words, man, he feels like Karen Civil is small fry, man, is a small fry in this situation. So he's also opened up today talking about none other than Steve Stoute. Now, Steve Stoute is the legendary manager of Nas, and he's held many high-level executive positions in the music industry. Now, before we get to the specifics and try to break this down, because it's different parts to this, you know what I mean? Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this whole Steve Stoute situation with Joyner Lucas. Now, Joyner Lucas basically did the same thing he did to Karen Civil, except he hasn't expanded all the way over to Clubhouse yet. But he took it to social media, and on his IG page, he posted some things about his situation with Steve Stoute. Now, I didn't even know that him and Steve Stoute had an issue, and I guess this is based on, you know, his new app or the website that he has called Tully. Now, in what he posted, you can tell that there's some type of issue regarding trademark or something around those lines, right? I'm not sure, 100% sure, but that looks like and seems to be the issue. So let's look at this very first post from Joyner Lucas about the situation. Now, in this post, he put it on his Twitter and he also put it on his IG, and it says this. It says, after everything that transpired yesterday with hashtag Karen Civil, it made me realize I've been holding in a lot. She's small fry. How about a guy who got over $100 million to help serve artists with tech, $50 million from Apple just months ago, Steve Stoute and United Masters, you're lame at AF. So basically calling Steve Stoute to the table as well. Now, like I explained earlier, he called Karen Civil to the table and that thing went viral, man. It was the most trending topic yesterday. Karen Civil's name was trending, man, everything. And it looks like he wants to open up the door and to further the discussion about Steve Stoute and United Masters. Now, I have to be 100% honest. I haven't heard anything negative about United Masters, man. I know Steve Stoute is the head of that program or that, you know, that business. And I remember him touting it a lot when he was talking to Russ during his interview. And even at that time, I couldn't pinpoint exactly what United Masters was and what it does. You know what I mean? So I haven't heard anything negative about them, so I can say that, right? Well, it seems like Joyner Lucas has a lot to say about them, man. So let's look at his next post. In his next post, he said this. He said, you raised $50 million from Apple to help artists and their careers, United Masters. But you just paid lawyers thousands to send me, in quotes, an independent artist, a copyright infringement for saying the words record label in your pocket. How are you acting different than a major label with the hum emoji and the side-eye emoji? You know what I mean? So basically, he's saying that he was sent a copyright infringement from, I'm guessing, the legal team from United Masters for using the words record label in your pocket. Now, I know a lot of people probably say that, and I didn't know that was a trademark or something that was copywritten. And maybe there's certain specifications for that. Like, is it copywritten only for a business or whatnot? Because somehow his business, Tully, the app, it starts to work its way into this. So let's actually look at his next post that he made on social media about this situation so we can get a better understanding. Now, in the next post, he said this. He said, this is bull you sent me. I'm a successful independent artist. I built something to help the creative community. You raised millions with Apple to do the same. So why not call me? Why send me this, Steve Stoute? And he's calling out Steve Stoute. Now, if you look at this, it's a document, and it looks like maybe a legal document. You see the addresses off to the side and on the top, and you see the DBA, so you know it means doing business as, and it says teleapp and tele.app.com. And you see it's addressed to the chief executive officer. And I don't want to mess this brother's name up, but his name is something like Duve Joshi or something like that. And I believe him and Joyner Lucas own the company or share ownership in the company. Don't hold me to that. But I know in the rollout and some of the videos I've seen about Telly, that's exactly who he's pictured with, and that's what it says. You know what I mean? Now, if we were to inspect a little bit more in this picture, man, we can see that this is definitely a legal document that was sent to his team. And, you know, it basically expresses what the copyrighted or the copyright infringement was, what was copyrighted, and then who infringed on it and how they believe that it was infringed upon. So we'll leave it at that, right? Now, all this is, me reading this and trying to piece things together. But, man, it seems like Joyner Lucas did a really good job of leaving the breadcrumbs out there. So he posted this as well, man. In this, you actually see a closer picture of everything from the document that reached out to his business, teleapp or teleapp.com. And basically, man, they was just basically telling them not to be using record label in your pocket, and don't use record label in your pocket according to their app or as a mark in their app or something like that. And it just seems like a catchphrase type of thing. Maybe they were using it on their about page, or maybe they were using it somewhere in their marketing or something like that. And this happens behind the scenes. This is usually not something that we're in the know about as fans. You know what I mean? As fans, this is something we usually are not involved in. But obviously, Joyner Lucas feels like he's got the stage right now. So anybody he feels has done him wrong, or anybody he feels that he can speak about that he feels is doing bad business on his behalf, he's going to talk about it. Now, the next post that he made said this. It said, and Steve Stoute, don't do the industry BS and say you had no idea legal did that. You paid them thousands to send copyright infringement letters to me. You spent thousands on legal just to register trademark names to prevent independent artists to push the exact same narratives. Now, the narrative that I think that they're talking about is this whole narrative going on about independent grind, artists doing it for themselves and stuff like that. And as you see in the below part of this post, there's like different words or words that were marked and their catchphrases and things like that I believe are associated with United Masters, that they don't want other people using as their trademarks or as their catchphrases in the same industry or the same type of business, it seems like, right? And this is just a small list of them. And in the very next post, I believe he has a longer list to show us. So let's look at that. So in this post right here, he shows a longer list of all these things. So you have a record label in your pocket, and that's just something that people say a lot. And then you have amplify your independence. United Masters, obviously they wouldn't want anybody using their name and stuff like that, man. This is a very, this is heavy on the business legal side. I'm wondering if they could even work this out behind the scenes. But it seems like Joyner Lucas, he wants to let people know what's going on with everybody in the music industry as far as him breaking in. Now, I will say this. Joyner Lucas partnering up with some people with tech and trying to make it easier for independent artists makes all the sense in the world, and I think it's an incredibly smart move and gutsy thing to do, man. And one thing I've noticed about Joyner Lucas in these situations, he feels like he's in the right, man. So that can only empower him to continue up this fight and try to do what he feels is right for artists out there. Now, he continues by saying this. He put out this post that says, United Masters, Steve Stoute, I thought we was cool. We had meetings with you, gave you a demo of our software to build an alliance to help artists. I made mistakes in my career and I'm trying to pay it forward, and you cats is doing the same major label stuff. So once again, he's letting it be known that he's looking out for the creatives and looking out for the artists and trying to simplify doing things as far as making it in the rap industry or the music business, which is cool, man. It's just cool. And he obviously put Steve Stoute and United Masters to the call and basically said that, yo, you guys are not holding down your end of the bargain from the alliance that I thought we had made, and we thought that they had the same vision and goals as far as things were going on for it. And I guessing when he got hit with this copyright infringement letter, from their legal team, it changed his whole mind about their team as well. Now, in the very next post, he said this. He said, from all the artists signed up at United Masters, how many actually land a brand partnership or placement? I ask artists to step forward and speak on that and give the truth. You're a distribution company. What other tools does United Masters provide? I'll wait with the hum emoji. So basically, he's saying that United Masters is really a distribution company and that they don't give artist placements and things like that and brand partnerships and stuff that's really gonna make a dent, really bring money in for him and stuff like that, man. So he's saying a lot here, but I think that, to be real, this is a lot of business heavy stuff, man. I think what he was going at Karen Civil, everybody could relate because of, the whole independent grind, the whole independent struggle and trying to go up. But with this, people might get lost in the sauce. Now, in his final post, he said this right here, man. And he basically wanted to cap it off by saying, I'm tired of these cats playing with me, bro. I raised $10 million for Tully app, and you raised over $100 million for United Masters, and yet I have more technology built than y'all. That's a fact. So how and why is it that you is watching me and sending me letters and shaking my head lame, man? I had to cut out a little bit of that because of the language that he was using, but definitely, man, he said some strong language. We'll leave it at that. But it seems like Joyner Lucas's fight with United Masters and Steve Stoute is really heavy on the business side, like I said before, and it seemed like they both have a vision of helping out independent artists, but him getting served by Steve Stoute isn't as big an issue to the overall people as, his story with Karen Civil, to be real with you, man. The reason that took off is because of the relatability and all that. You got the little guy, big industry type of situation. Even though he's still fighting that fight, this seems like something that maybe him and Steve Stoute and United Masters and them could all solve together with a phone call or something. But it looks like he's put them to call just like he did Karen Civil. So we'll see how this thing works out. Now with that, wait, hold up. What do you guys think about this? Do you think Joyner Lucas is just, he's like, forget it, everybody's listening right now, so I'm going to air out all my grievances? Or do you feel like he's definitely bringing people out to the forefront that shouldn't be brought out and, should be handling some of this behind the scenes? Now, I got to play devil's advocate and say both of those things. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.